You know what I love most about her story? We don't actually know where she was from. Probably somewhere in the north. Turkic lands, maybe the Caucasus. Some sources hint at Armenian roots. History didn't bother to be precise. It just wrote one word and moved on. Slave. Her name was Shajar al-Durr. In Arabic, it means tree of pearls. Not a metaphor, not a nickname. That was her official name. A tree doesn't appear overnight. Pearls don't form without pressure. She was bought and brought to Egypt in the 13th century, to a country ruled by men who trusted almost no one, and to a court where women, especially foreign ones, were meant to disappear quietly into luxury. She entered the harem of Sultan Ayyub, the ruler of Egypt, a smart man, a tired man, a deeply suspicious one. And this is the part I always find interesting. She didn't fight for attention. She didn't compete in beauty. She didn't try to be charming in the obvious way. She made herself useful. She listened, not the polite kind of listening, the kind where you actually hear what someone is afraid of. She remembered things, not just words, pauses, doubts, patterns. And very quickly the Sultan realized something. Next to him was someone who could think with him. That's how a slave became a wife, and a wife became someone you talk politics with. Now imagine this moment. It's 1249, Egypt. The Seventh Crusade has begun. Louis IX of France lands with his army, and right then, at the worst possible time, the Sultan dies. Any other state would have collapsed. Panic, power struggles, betrayals. She does something far colder, far smarter, far more dangerous. She hides his death. Shajar al-Durr does not announce his death. Instead, she quietly brings in one man, Fakhr ad-Din Yusuf, the commander of the army. Together, they decide to fake reality. Orders continue to go out under the Sultan's name. The royal seal is used daily. Meals are brought to the Sultan's chambers as if he's still alive. Even the Crusaders believe they're fighting a living king. And then, Egypt wins. Louis IX is captured. The crusade collapses. France pays a ransom. Only after the victory does she reveal the truth. And at this point, the elite do something extraordinary. They proclaim Shajar al-Durr Sultan of Egypt. Not regent, not widow, Sultan. Coins are minted in her name. Friday prayers mention her rule. But this is where male anxiety kicks in, very loudly. The Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad refuses to recognize her. His response is almost sarcastic. If you have no men left in Egypt, tell us. We will send you one. So the compromise is arranged. She is told she must marry. She chooses Izz ad-Din Aybak, a powerful Mamluk general, and this choice is crucial. Aybak becomes sultan by marriage. She expects him to remain dependent on her legitimacy. For a while, it works. She still controls appointments. She still moves people around. She is still the source of authority. But Aybak starts to enjoy being sultan a little too much. He begins negotiating a second marriage to a woman from a powerful rival family, which would give him independent legitimacy. Shajar al-Durr understands exactly what that means. If he marries again, she becomes disposable. So she moves first. She orders Aybak's murder. He is invited to the citadel of Cairo, killed quietly in the bathhouse. And here's the part people rarely soften, because it can't be softened. Aybak supporters retaliate immediately. Shajar al-Durr is arrested. She is handed over, not to soldiers, not to judges, but to the women of the harem, the wives, the concubines. They beat her to death with wooden clogs, not swords, not poison, clogs. Her body is dragged outside the citadel and thrown from the walls. Later, she is buried, without honor, without ceremony, near a mausoleum she herself had commissioned, which honestly feels painfully symbolic. She mastered the system too well. She understood the rules and played them perfectly. And systems hate that. Because Shajar al-Durr didn't just rule. she exposed how fragile male authority really was. And this is why her story never became a legend. Legends are safe. They teach us what power wants us to believe. This one doesn't. Shajar al-Durr didn't break the system. She understood it better than the men who ruled it. And that's the part history doesn't like to remember. Because power doesn't punish ambition. It punishes competence without permission.